The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia presents the second largest pavilion at Expo 2020 Dubai with a total area of 13,059 meters squared called the Window to the World. Prism-like Saudi Arabia's pavilion invites visitors to get acquainted with the country's rich past, breathtaking natural wonders, and promising future. Right here, right now, at Expo Talks.
Alrighty, today we're at the Saudi Arabian Pavilion and I have the Commissioner General Hussain Hanbazazah, Boris Micka, the founder of BMA, in charge of the design and architecture of the pavilion, and last but not least, Darren Burke, the senior contract manager at ALEC, the main contractor of the pavilion. So to start off, the Saudi Arabian Pavilion holds 3 Guinness World Records. Visitors are welcomed by the largest LED mirror displays in the world and the world's largest interactive floor. So it features 8,000 LED lights, if I'm not mistaken. So how did all of these concepts come to be? And if you could please just run us through the steps of creating it from the conceptual design and just bringing it to life.
I think that this was a very challenging project, but we were lucky because it's not the first time we are working for the kingdom and preparing the Saudi pavilion. We did it in Shanghai. We knew that really the expectancies are very high. And when we were doing the concept of the pavilion, we really intended to do something different that everybody else on the side will be doing. We wanted to somehow show and explain to everybody who comes close to the pavilion that the kingdom is a very strong power, but in the same time very hospitable and open to the visitors. So for that reason, we created a space which is open plaza in front of the pavilion, which people can enter, and that plaza became the interactive plaza with all the lights you were mentioning. So we really want to people understand that Saudi pavilion and Saudi country, it's something which the people can interact with, they are welcome and they can enjoy it.
Exactly, a very welcoming atmosphere. Yeah. Would you like to add something?
Indeed, adding to what Boris said, the concept of the building from outside and inside, it actually evolved around our Vision 2030 of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. That vision was launched by the Crown Prince, Prince Mohammed bin Salman in 2016. And in an artistic way, what we did with the designer and the agency is that we want the story of the Vision 2030 to be reflected. As a matter of fact, if you stand in front of the building, it looks like a window that invites everyone to come inside the pavilion and explore what Boris have highlighted, a country that is opening up its border for tourism, for partners, for investments. And in a creative way to attract visitors to know more about the kingdom, we capitalize on this large LED screen, 1,200 meters square, the interactive floor, to reflect on what's happening in the kingdom. We use it as a screen to show content of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and also capitalize on mega programs that are happening. For example, today, December 5th, the Formula 1 is taking place for the first time in Jeddah. It will be live stream on the screen, 9:30 p.m. So we use that technology that welcome everyone to come to the pavilion to reflect on activity that is happening on the kingdom based on the Vision 2030.
Definitely a new chapter in the Saudi life. Thank you for that. Now, moving on, thank you, gentlemen, for the interesting insights. How has the pavilion implemented the use of smart technology, apart from what they've been talking about now, to just augment, not interact, but also showcase the transformation, let's say, of KSA as a nation?
I suppose if I can jump in there, there's lots of technology obviously used out there. You can see that with the 1,200 square meter screen that's on display outside. I know you're probably going to touch off lead later on, but that's the environmental side. It's leadership in energy and environment design. It's a global recognition for sustainability. So a lot of the initiatives come in along that with solar paneling on top of roofs, water efficiency and resources and materials. So yeah, technology is featured very heavily in the lead part of the program as well, as long as the interactive features as we move throughout the pavilion. Starting off, obviously, most notably, obviously heading into from the vision into heritage and up onto the land and people area. So yeah, it's quite heavily involved. 68 square metre, I believe.
Wow.
Curved screen up on the land and people, which immerses you in the Saudi experiences and what they have to offer. So yeah.
And I mean, I believe Expo 2020 is the perfect platform for this nation because you're displaying a tremendous amount of projects and effort and work that Saudi's placing in right now and it's undertaking. And I'm sure we're all very eager to witness what's going to happen in the next couple of years. Moving on, you've mentioned the topic of sustainability, which is very important in the region. So could you tell me a little bit more about the road to achieving like the LEED Platinum certification, for example, and just briefly explain how your pavilion promotes a sustainable message here?
Yeah, listen, LEED, as I said, it's an internationally recognised standard. It's traditionally done on a 100-point scorecard, and the LEED Platinum certification, it's 80 plus points to acquire the Platinum certification. So a lot of hard work went into that. It was originally set out to be a LEED Gold. And I think the hard work and dedication to the Aramco teams and our teams working jointly together, actually, and Darren Burke got it to take it to the platinum status. So as I said earlier on, it's down to water conservation, the energy in the environment with solar panels and grey water systems that's inside in the building. So all these were enhanced, and all the regional materials that you take in, and waste management to curtail and offset against the carbon footprint. So yeah.
Would you like to add something?
Indeed, I do. Saudi Arabia is very keen on sustainability. As a matter of fact, it's part of our Vision 2030 is sustainability. A month ago, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia announced net zero by 2060. And this certificate that we get for the Saudi Pavilion is a continuation of that strategy. In Saudi Arabia, there are too many buildings that have the LEED sustainability certificate, but we want to demonstrate that here in our participation in Expo Dubai 2020. Not only the power, the water, but also we are in a garden, and there is a public palm garden where 27,000 plantation brought from Saudi Arabia. We have a solar panel on the top of the roof where the kingdom is keen on renewable projects. So we are reflecting what the kingdom is moving on toward the sustainability and the quality of life and the environmental protection as well, reflecting here on the design, on this marvelous design of our pavilion. And Boris could add on to the story.
I think it was somehow from the beginning of the concept when we started working. And I met the Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman about it. He was insisting very much. One of the first things he said, I'm very keen on the sustainability. Mm-hmm. This was one of the first messages which was in the concept.
Thank you so much. Some great green insights. And it's all incorporated at the end of the day to the Vision 2030. So moving on now, there was involvement of numerous stakeholders in building this masterpiece, which reminds us of how important at the end of the day collaboration is, right? So could you please tell me how you have collaborated effectively in building it?
We were very lucky in the sense that Aramco got team here to be charged of the project management. All the system, which typically in the building big like this is, which is a lot of consultancy, everything, was reduced to minimum. So we are a very small family. We are all of us working together. It was very tight and small teams working together. And that was amazing because the paperwork was reduced to minimum. It was very efficient. And I would say that from the moment when the first piling actually happened on site to the moment when I finished and had over the last audiovisual was less than 2 years. So, which was kind of amazing process. So basically from this moment when I did first sketch of the pavilion until we finished, it was a little bit over 2 years and 2 months. It was amazing.
Would you like to add something?
Yeah, I can do. We were a bit later to the party after the conceptual design was all done. So we were engaged as a design and build contractor under Aramco.
You had to bring the magic to life.
Yeah, we had to bring it to life. So we had to acquire all this information after getting on board. But you know, Aramco were a powerhouse here. They really controlled this job from start to finish. Their team was excellent. We have a lot of skill set within the business ourselves. We've a lot of breadth and depth in our business, and we can stretch in and seek support in many different aspects or disciplines of the project. However, that's only as good as the client that you're working for, and they really supported getting through that design, because the design evolved. All the design wasn't finalized as we got engaged on the project. So the design was evolved through workshops with Boris and his team, Aramco guys leading it. And no one missed a beat. So it was heads up management. Everybody had to think on their feet. It was solution oriented, solution driven. It was a can-do attitude from all stakeholders all the way around, and that's what really stands out head and shoulders with all the projects that I've been involved in, is to see the teamwork, the actual teamwork that was involved in this project was absolutely superb, I would have to say.
That's great to hear. And how was it supervising, Hussain, all of this collaboration?
Well, let me go backward a little bit, a step. The story that we had actually in the pavilion from the beginning was a clear direction, and that actually helped smoothing the process. Definitely the engineering, the construction, there were challenges. It was during the COVID time as well. There was lockdown in UAE, there was lockdown in Saudi Arabia. So you could imagine using the technology of, virtual meetings and do most of those work in a virtual meeting. But the fact that we had a clear story to represent the kingdom, if you walk around the kingdom or around the pavilion, you will see a story about the kingdom, not a sector by itself. Because as Boris said at the beginning, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia want to show how different they are, and we're opening up our border and change some of the stereotype that people had, that we're still only depending on energy or we're only a desert, but there is more beyond that. And this is what we have. So the story was clear, one direction, content from the beginning. There was concept about it and how to reflect the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So that helped a lot into the design. But definitely, there was no need to supervise, because it was one team, one target is to change, or to present the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So everyone worked toward that. The challenges were fun.
If I can add one more thing, I think this was quite amazing experience, because this is one of the few pavilions, I think, on the site, if not only one, which the team for the architecture and team for the content was the same team. And working that way, it's much, much, much easier, because you have one communication line with a client and you are just preparing something which will fit fantastically together. So I think this was also one of the important moments of the success which we are having.
And we have to say great minds think alike at the end of the day, and working together in such a collaborative manner, I'm sure it has paid off. Moving on to the challenges now. One of the pavilion's most important, let's say, features is its facade, which opens like a window. And just please tell me, what challenges have you faced in building the facade and bringing this conceptual design to life at the end of the day?
I suppose looking at it from our side, uniquely as a contractor having to deliver it, the building, although very, very beautiful, is very, very complex. There's not too many repetition in details. Everything is bespoke as you move around the place. So even to logistically handle the facade that's there, it's a double skin facade. Getting access to it, and in the time frames that were required, I think it was a 5-month window we had to weatherproof that building. That finally finished in around March 2020, about 6 months ahead of the original opening date. So we had tough challenges to get that in, but we had clear stakeholders, as I said, all the way along. The full supply chain was fully supportive. We built it off mast climbers coming off the gardens, actually sprung up off the top of the gardens here that was above us, working on multiple facets of the facade at one time and on the roof. So there was a lot of pre-planning that had to go into that. Obviously, to get materials in and out of Expo has its own challenges anyway. So that was all programmed well in advance, and we had full support, as I said, of the supply chain as the client himself, and then obviously digging through and solving the details with Boris and his team on the facades to make sure the AV integration, that there was no going back once the installation was physically done. So it's all very well belting off and getting something finished, but if you have to go back where there's complexities of integration, it's a problem. And I think the team did that very, very well. Paid a lot of attention to detail to make sure the planning and the engineering was meticulously executed. So yeah,
that's great to hear. Would you like to add something?
I think that piece actually is very important and makes us again different from the other pavilions, because typically the pavilion contains the information. We are offering with that open square, with that open screen, with the interactive plaza, even the people which are not visiting Pavilion or not able to visit the Pavilion because the crowds which are here, you still have that open plaza to convey the message about Saudi Arabia. Being it projection, being it live happenings which are there, concerts, whatever. So that plaza is really like big speaker open to the rest of the expo and talking about Saudi Arabia.
Demonstrates the entertainment as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Very welcoming atmosphere, I have to say. Arve, would you like to add something?
Of course. Well, the facade reflect, the building is toward the sky, and there is a story behind it. Our Crown Prince, His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed said, our ambitions is toward the sky. And this is a reflection of his saying, everyone is asking me how come the building is actually toward the sky and there is no column that support that structure, And I was thinking the energy behind, us going toward the sky is the young population that we have, which is represented here in our pavilion. We have 300 young female and male Saudis. We speak more than 14 languages. They are college students in tourism and different aspects of the industry of our Vision 2030. And those are the support to our vision. And it's the same over here. As Boris said, it's welcoming. We are inviting everyone to come inside to explore. There are messages on top of the building as well from the side screen, short, sweet, that tell you what the kingdom is keen about and what is the messages behind our Vision 2030 and what we are working around. So in a very clever, artistic way, the facade itself, if you walk around, you will understand the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Some very beautiful yet challenging architectural concepts there, and I think seeing it come to life now visually from paper is definitely an amazing feeling of victory, if anything. Now, talking about the challenges of the projects, etc., a question for the Commissioner General. While you're promoting culture and tourism here, how are you also placing Giga projects in the spotlight? And additionally, are you seeing this influx in terms of investor interest in a way through the KSA Pavilion?
Indeed. We focus on 4 pillars in the pavilion: people, nature, heritage, and opportunities. So in the pillar of the opportunities is being presented in the pavilion in 2 sectors. If we go up, we will see the heritage escalator, and then the land and people. Going down, the identity, and it's been reflected in a very artistic way. We move under 2030 crystals, and on the side you will see the Giga projects that are happening because of our vision, and 2030 crystals because of our vision, the Kingdom Vision of 2030. On the side you will see Giga project like Neom, which is a new city that is being built in a new standard on west of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Qiddiya, which is an entertainment city in Riyadh. King Salman Park, which represent the quality of life in Saudi Arabia and the sustainability and the green, along with the Red Sea project, which is a tourism project on the west coast. It's an image of those projects. And then if you go down to the discovery zone, there are 1,000 data points that talks about Vision 2030, and some of those are the Giga project. And we have representatives from the Ministry of Investment that actually share the detail of these Giga project, the opportunities that the Kingdom present. While we are here at Expo, actually the Kingdom launched their we launched the national investment strategy where $27 trillion will be injected in infrastructure and multiple projects, and that have been reflected here at the pavilion. We're sharing that with the public, we're sharing that with investors who are coming. Also in January 7, where our Saudi Day and Expo, we have multiple engagement where Ministry of Investment is coming to do a brief about Saudi business and the Giga project as well, along with our Expo file for 2030 as well. And also in February 7, we will have a big forum in the Dubai Exhibition Center for Invest in Saudi for 3 days.
All right, thank you for all the inside information. I think we in Construction Week are always very excited to hear about NEOM and the Red Sea projects and all the updates, since we're eagerly waiting to see how it's all going to turn out in the end. All right, gentlemen, wrapping up our interview. Unfortunately, we don't have much time left. Could you please tell me your final messages for the people that are coming to visit your pavilion? I mean, we are nearly halfway there now, so what would be your final messages for them?
For me to come and experience an amazing facility. We thoroughly enjoyed the journey as a business and as a team with Boris and Dar and Aramco and all our stakeholders and supply chain, our own teams. It's been an amazing journey. It's been an amazing success, and the fruits are out there for everybody to see. So that's getting all the crowds, getting all the headlines at the moment. So well done, Boris and team. Excellent.
I think that I would like people to basically see if we succeeded to the main message, which was welcome to a beautiful country full of smart people. And come here because you'll be surprised.
Right. Intriguing.
Indeed, and I would like to thank the gentlemen. It's a beautiful journey. 2 years and a half, we did it marvelously, and we have seen the result. We are almost 1.5 million visitors in the first 2 months and 1 week. But most importantly is the impact that we are creating on the visitor. As Boris said, we're inviting everyone to come and explore the kingdom, the wonder of nature, the opportunities, the tourism activity, the sport activity, the new economy of the 50% non-oil GDP that's being created in the kingdom. All of that is being reflected in a very beautiful, immersive journey where people can come and experience that. Not only, this, but also we added the cultural aspect, the hospitality of Saudi Arabia, how welcoming we are, the young energy that we have over here, and the food as well. We have delicious food at the pavilion and the public garden, because food is a culture, and we want everyone to explore all the aspect of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia under, the culture activity, the investment, the opportunity, the land, the people, the heritage that we have that is being presented here in a very beautiful experience. So I invite everyone to come and enjoy the Saudi Pavilion.
I'm sure everybody will be amazed, and thank you so much, gentlemen, for today. It was an honor speaking to all of you, and best of luck in the future.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you.
Lovely, thank you.
Indeed, from the outside, the pavilion looks like it's seeking the skies, and it does imply Saudi Arabia's limitless ambitions. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to like and comment your thoughts below, as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel for more exclusive content straight from the Expo site. You should remember by now, we're connecting minds and creating the future. Until next time.